This 14-year-old was being groomed by a man 30 years older than her. In the early 1990s in England, 16-year-old Kelly Ann Bates was living a normal life. She liked school, she was sporty, and she wanted to become a teacher. Kelly had even started working to save money for college, and it seemed like everything was going right for her. But no one knew what was happening behind closed doors. When Kelly was just 14 years old, she met a man named James Smith while she was babysitting. He was more than 30 years older than her, and he began grooming her. What she didn't know was that he had a history of extreme violence towards previous partners. By the time Kelly turned 16, James told her that they didn't need to hide their relationship anymore. Kelly told her parents about her boyfriend, and once her parents found out about his age, they were terrified. Not long after, Kelly moved in with James in Manchester, and that's when everything changed. She became withdrawn, and people started to notice marks on her, and whenever they would say something to her, she would always come up with excuses for them. Even her own mother tried to report these marks that were on her, but they told her that there was nothing that they could do. Over time, Kelly lost contact with everyone around her, and this is exactly what James wanted. In April of 1996, James walked into a police station and confessed to unaliving his girlfriend, but claimed that it was an accident. He claimed that the two were having an argument while she was in the bathtub and she accidentally drowned. But when police arrived to the scene, it was a completely different story. Blood was smeared all over the home, and Kelly was left in an awful state. Kelly had suffered over 150 injuries and had been tortured for weeks until her death. James had starved her and tied her up to a radiator by her hair and beat her. Kelly was burned with an iron, strangled, and stabbed. Her hair was ripped out from her head and her eyes were taken out by James. And this all happened apparently 5 days before she died. In fact, both of the lead investigators and pathologists claimed that this was the most disturbing case they had ever seen. James was arrested, and during trial he tried to claim that he was the victim, but the evidence didn't support that. In 1997, James was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 20 years.